who's filming? Whose voice is that? And I said, that's my voice. And he said, is that your real voice? I had been code switching in front of this white man because that's what I naturally do. I don't think you can rest with white people. I don't find rest with with the average white people. I don't think that you can rest with them. There's always a voice that I have to use with them so that they don't think my voice is too aggressive. And this is not something I learned. This is not something any of us, we never sat down and got the lesson that we need to code switch. We simply have had to.
Yeah.
Just to stay safe, to make other people feel safe. Yeah. And my husband was like, and again, this is just like a guy I knew at the time, was like, you can use your real voice. If that's your real voice, use your real voice with me. So I didn't ever think about marrying a white man because I really did not believe that I could find rest in my home with a white person living in my home. And so this.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and every time I hear her talk, she just strikes me as one of these silly ass black people that just have no sense. In the black community, there are black people that are just, they ain't got no damn sense. I'm not gonna say stupid. She's not actually a black American. She's actually Nigerian, and they feel like they have to placate or pander, or there's another word on top of my motherfucking head that I want to use that actually epitomizes exactly what she does. And no, ma'am, for the record, it's not something that we all just do instinctively. Yo coon ass does. This is something that tethers do. They have a knack for placating to white people and trying to make white people feel comfortable. Fuck people. That's how black people, like black Americans, are. We never tried to. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a such thing as code switching, but that's just niggas that wanted to get in corporate America. Everybody else, for the most part, like, keep our colloquials. I mean, we might tone down the profanity, the slang, or even ebonics, but you're supposed to do that in certain settings, like using colloquials in professional settings. Like, you don't hear Mexicans using their colloquials in a dentist's office. I mean, they might use their own language, so maybe we don't know, but for the most part, when they're English speaking, they don't be talking about pendejo in the office. You know what I'm saying? They keep that shit to a minimum because I'm trying to be taken serious. And you should be able to use your own colloquials in any setting. However, we're not living in a society where people, even your own, won't take you serious. So I don't know what the fuck is up with her. She's been in Hollywood. That's typically what happens when you be in Hollywood that long. You become like fucking weird. You feel like you have to accommodate white people or make them feel comfortable and shit. That's just weirdo shit that outsiders and yuppie niggas try to do. Authentic black people don't give a fuck. Long as I'm not cussing you out and being ultra niggerish, like I'm about to switch. And there is such thing as sounding white. I did an episode about it. But sounding white is not necessarily speaking smart or using articulate English. I do that on a daily basis with this podcast alone. I've used words that you common niggas and even some of you dirty ass white people don't regularly use. So there is a way to actually sound intelligent and not white. Sounding white is when you actually change your tonal inflection to mirror who you're speaking with. So if she's speaking with white people and she's trying to sound like how she perceives they sound like, that's what sounding white is. Because everybody of any ethnicity has an ethnic accent. You talk to Chinese people that are second and third generation, they still sound Asian. You talk to Mexicans that are second, third, fourth generation, they still sound Mexican. When you talk to black people that sound like if you were blind and you couldn't see a motherfucker, all you could do is hear them, and it sounds like a white person, that's because they're trying to sound white. they're trying to make people at ease or comfortable because they feel like that is what makes people comfortable and at ease, sounding like white people, which is weird in itself because like I'm more comfortable sounding black, even though, like I said before, I don't typically. Let me rephrase that. I don't try to sound other than what I am. I have a Midwestern accent anyway, so a lot of people from the West Coast or the East Coast or the South, they already because you don't sound Southern, they like to hit you with the you sound like a white boy, you sound proper. That's just like good diction and all that shit. I can't help that. But yeah, this motherfucker right here, she just a buck dancer, man. People that feel like they gotta accommodate white people, like this is 2026. And for the record, she said she didn't think she'd ever marry a white man. Ma'am, you didn't marry that white man. He married you. And if you look at you and you look at him, clearly he's gay and he did it for the money, and you are none the wisest. I'm just gonna put that out there. When this actually ends, it's gonna be terrible. She's gonna be super sad, and she's probably gonna go on every outlet talking about how he ain't shit and she didn't see it coming. Man, Ray Charles saw this shit coming. That nigga's trying to get some of your bread. I think she's worth like what, $2 million. He trying to cipher some of that. Be wary of any white man that's unknown that gets with a black actress or a black entertainer. Hey, now they trying to get to the bag. We can stop the bullshit. Like he just in it for who the fuck like a big old wide chubby chaser. Like she looked like a chubby decker. Let's stop the cap. Nothing about her is sexually arousing. Not her voice, her cabbage patch face, her body that looks like melted chocolate on a Sunday afternoon. My man in it for the bread. Not only that, I've seen him in interviews. That nigga, he looks gay. He has gay mannerisms. Nothing about that man says he likes any woman, let alone BBWs. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out. No.